Honorable Basil Rajapaksa, Honorable Regional Kure, Mr. Andro Siriwardana, and Secretaries of Ministries, Mr. Bandhu Legadoge and Chairman of other corporations, distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to present the story of cinnamon to this August Assembly. This has a very old history by courtesy of the Director General of National Archives, Mr. Vimal Ratna. I have been able to gather all this information. Cinnamon is first mentioned in heliographic records of Queen Hatshepsut in Egypt 1500 BC. Of course, it has been used for a number of uses, including food, flavoring and preservatives, and also for embalming of the mummies. Cinnamon was used as a currency much more valuable than gold or silver in ancient Rome. In 1st century AD, Pliny the Elder, who wrote of 350 grams of cinnamon has been equal in value to over 5 kilograms of silver. In 65 AD, Emperor Nero, the famous emperor who fiddled while Rome was burning, burned a year's supply of cinnamon from Ceylon as an anointing incense at his second wife Poppaea Sabina's funeral in order to show the depth of his grief and also opulence. Genghis Khan and other Mughal dynasties traded cinnamon through the land-based Silk routes, and some of it historically can be are recorded. The Chinese dynasties with large trading ships traded cinnamon through the Sea Silk route. Arab traders traveling along the coast of the Middle East and India to Ceylon traded cinnamon to the Europeans. Particularly the port of Genoa in Italy is mentioned as one of the trading ports of these Arab traders, particularly the Moroccan traders. King Buenakabahu I of Yapawa Kingdom sent a letter to the court of Egypt in 1283 AD mentioning, "I have vessels full of cinnamon, pearls and precious stones, all the objects of commerce, which are brought to you by Banyan merchants." Banyan merchants are merchants based in Gujarat, which are known as the Banyan merchants in the past. Ibn Battuta, the Moor traveller, recorded in 1344 AD that the whole shore of the west coast was abound with cinnamon. Professor Jayasri Lankage has found that in some of our chronicles that it has been found Mullatif has also had cinnamon. It is not only around the Kandyan kingdom, but even places like Mullatif had cinnamon. When Vasco da Gama arrived at Calicut with the help of an expert Gujarati pilot, the Europeans didn't know how to navigate around the coast and come find India. They actually kidnapped this Gujarati pilot called Ibn Masjid. On the 24th of August 1948, they, through his efforts, landed in Goa. It opened a new era in the trade with the West. Vasco da Gama did not find Christians as he expected, but plenty of spices in the Indian Ocean area. In 1505, Lorenzo de Almeida, coming round the Cape of Good Hope, sailing to Goa in India, got caught in a storm and landed in the port of Gaul. The late Honorable Minister Dr. Collinar de Silva, in his famous thesis, The British Rule of Sri Lanka under British rule, has quoted this. I like to quote. "It is said that vagaries of wind and weather brought Portuguese to Sri Lanka. The lure of cinnamon made them stay." The extent of cinnamon cultivation by districts. Gaul district has the highest of 35%, Mathura district has 27%, Ratnapura 12%, Kalutara has about 5 or 6. Honorable Basil Rajapaksa, I wish to inform you that we have also invaded the inner areas of Hambantota. Now cinnamon is growing very well in the inner areas of Hambantota, and it is reported in areas like Matale, some of the uneconomic tea is being uprooted and cinnamon is being planted in even Matale and Badulla. This is the extent. I must also tell you the statistical data on families' hectareage is very scarce, but we have been able to get the best possible to the level. It's supposed to be an extent of 31,000 hectares. Families involved is 350,000. Total beneficiaries around 1.4 million. Total production of 16,000 metric tons. Export volume in the last 3-4 years have been ranging in the 13,000 metric tons. Last year up to November, which the statistics are available to us, it is 15.6 billion in cinnamon, and the export value of essential oils is 2.75 billion. In the essential oils, cinnamon bark oil and cinnamon leaf oil are the two biggest export items, and also leaf oil is consumed locally by a lot of manufacturers here. Export growth in the first 6 to 9 months really has been in the range of about 6%. Cinnamon exports comparatively to total spice exports. All years we have been above 55% of the total exports. But this year pepper has performed well, so we will probably be in the range of about 50. Share of our world market for Ceylon cinnamon, Cinnamomum ceylanicum, is over 90%. Only other two countries is Seychelles and Madagascar, and they don't produce anywhere near the quality that we do. This is a very interesting thing. Our competitor is cassia. Cinnamon exports comparatively to cassia exports. Export share in terms of volume is 20% in volume, and cassia is 80%. But in value terms, cinnamon has 45%, though being only 20%, cassia has 55%. Here lies our strength, and here lies our potential. If we can grow up from 20 to 30%, and you can see where the market potential is. And most people prefer cinnamon to cassia. It is that they can't afford it. Destination of Ceylon cinnamon, we export to over 70 countries, the main market being Mexico, the next being Colombia, Peru, and the lower half of USA. Mexico is the main market. It is believed that the Mongols from Mongolia through Russia crossed the Bering Straits from Alaska to Alaska along the Pacific coast of America and reached Mexico, introducing cinnamon to Mexico. There is a village I had the fortune to visit, a village called Oaxaca in the Pacific coast, and they have some sort of written history in their original language, not even in Spanish, of cinnamon being used with chocolates there. In 1510 AD, when Don Hernando Cortes, the conqueror, and the Spanish conquistadors entered Mexico, they found the ruler Moctezuma using cocoa and cinnamon. So it is very clear that the Aztecs and Incas used cinnamon long before the New World was discovered by the Europeans. Peru, Colombia, and other South and Central American countries are important markets for Ceylon cinnamon. The southern states of USA, where the majority of the Hispanics live, are consumers of Ceylon cinnamon, mainly Texas, California, and Florida. If we do a proper historical research, we can prove that some of the European-based contemporary history is totally wrong. So this is the product countries mix. You can see very clearly Mexico leads the way, and South and Central America going down right up to Chile. And these are the products that are being manufactured in Sri Lanka as well as overseas: cinnamon quills, cinnamon cut cinnamon, cinnamon quillings, cinnamon chips, cinnamon feathering, cinnamon powder, cinnamon bark oil, cinnamon leaf oil, cinnamon oleoresins. Oleoresins is that people who are not in this industry or the flavor industry, it's the taste component of anything. And cinnamon tinctures, cinnamon flavors, cinnamon tablets, cinnamon capsules, cinnamon toothpicks, cinnamon candles, cinnamon perfumes, and Now, I'm proud to say one Sri Lankan company has launched 4 perfumes locally with French assistance. And also, the most valuable component in cinnamon is there are about 35 terpenoids. The combination of the 35 terpenoids is the one that makes the big difference between cinnamon and cassia. Usages are as a hot beverage in tea, coffee and hot chocolates, in bakery and confectionery industries, breads, buns, pies, pastries, donuts, used in pharmaceutical and nutraceutical industries. The particular terpenoids I told you are particularly isolated and taken for pharmaceuticals and nutraceuticals. Cinnamon bark oil and leaf oil is used for perfumery, balms and home care products. Cinnamon oleoresin used in a flavoring agent as well. The branding effort. The branding effort of Ceylon cinnamon and the launch of the land logo is a result of initiatives taken by individuals and organizations with public and private sector in the cinnamon industry. In 1994, as chairman of the Ceylon Cinnamon Association, I proposed to the Honorable Minister of Trade and Commerce, the late King Srivikramaratne, to brand Ceylon cinnamon. He saw the potential and informed Dr. D.M. Karunaratne, Director General of Intellectual Property Office, to act upon protecting Ceylon cinnamon. And also inform the Department of Commerce and the Export Development Board to promote Ceylon cinnamon. I must specially mention the bifurcation of the cinnamon from cassia in the HS code, and there too Dr. Neville Gunawardena, former Director General of Customs, and Mrs. Gautami Dikadehena of the Department of Commerce did all the hard work, though we gave all the technical support, and this was done in 2005. So now continue. The cinnamon industry is thankful to His Excellency the President, Honorable Mahinda Rajapaksa, for all the assistance given to the cinnamon industry, and especially, one more back. For all the assistance given to the cinnamon industry, and especially taking action to protect the botanical name Cinnamomum ceylonicum and launch in the Ceylon cinnamon land logo. Cinnamon is a unique product where everything of the cinnamon tree is made use of. Nothing goes to waste. Even the wood after harvesting is used for cooking, and some of it is used as we export it abroad for use in as firewood in countries. The Spice Council was formed as an apex body of the spice industry in collaboration of the public and private sector stakeholders. Recommendation of the task force of the spice and allied products appointed by the Ministry of Enterprise Development and International Trade, and the strategy report of the spice cluster. It was ably assisted by Professor G.L. Piris, Minister of Enterprise Development and International Trade, and Honorable S.B. Disanayaka, the Minister of Agriculture. The primary objective is to ensure the ability for all Sri Lankan spices and allied industry segments to compete effectively and profitably in the local and international market. We have some achievements. During the tsunami, a few plantations and smallholders lost their livelihood. Supporting the tsunami effort affected cinnamon peelers and growers in the southern province funded by USAID. We gave each and every cinnamon peeler who was affected his toolkit, and the people who lost their plantations, plants, as well as to reclaim their soil of acidity, of saltness with organic matter. The U10 project which GT said, establishment of a central processing factory for pepper growers in Matale was funded by USAID. The U10 project is a GT said then, now GI said, We have 10 large-scale cinnamon processing centers which meet all international standards, including ISO 22000. We have an ongoing UNIDO WTO Spice Council project enhancing the capacities of the cinnamon industry value chain. This is mainly to take the workers of the cinnamon industry to the next level so that they can get their personal certification as well. We are thankful to the Honorable Basil Rajapaksa for launching this in 2012 October. The project is ongoing and it has another 2 more years to go. Spices and Allied Products Producers Traders Association mainly deals with the trade issues and exporter issues and whatever impacts the industry at the trader level. The official body, the official body represents the spice trade in Sri Lanka, consists of 87 members. The membership includes producers, exporters, brokers, processors, dealers, and those offering services to the industry. SAPTRA's interest spans the entire spectrum of spices, including cinnamon, pepper, cloves, etc., as well as essential oils, oleoresin, herbal products, and organic products. Cinnamon Training Academy PLC is a part of the UNIDO project. It was incorporated in 2006. Overall purpose of it is to provide service to train industry and firm level value chain actors in the cinnamon industry for increasing production capacity and enhance quality and standards compliance capacity to elevate the industry to a national symbol of quality and excellence. Here the main target is the cinnamon processors who earn all this hard-earned foreign exchange that the exporters earn. If not for these cinnamon processors, we will not get this kind of 15.6 billion of exports. So what we are trying to do is enhance and upgrade the standard of living and also their social standing so that the next generations will come in. What we would like to do is what the garment industry has done to the Juki girls, take them to associate levels. That is the intention of the CTA. Through the present initiatives, the CTA will be able to run first time in the history of the country a systematic and standardized training NVQ framework on cultivation and manufacturing of cinnamon. I am happy to note we have already presented to the Minister, Mr. Reginald Kure. National standards for competency standards have been established by the Cinnamon Training Academy and they have been validated by the TEVC. And finally, I wish to thank a few people who have really assisted us right throughout these years. Honorable Basil Rajapaksa, you have always been with us, and particularly your Divinaguma and Gamanaguma programs, and giving of planting material, particularly of cinnamon and pepper, we will see a large boost of cinnamon and pepper production in the next 3 years. Honorable Minister of Industry and Commerce, Mr. Richard Badudin, though he is not here, has always been helpful to us, especially in the launch of Ceylon cinnamon logo and promoting cinnamon. Honorable Reginald Kure for all the assistance given to the Spice Council and also to the industry promoting cinnamon. Even last week we had a meeting, we always saw he gives his time to us. Especially Dr. P.B. Jayasundara, Secretary to the Minister of Finance and Planning, of all the assistance and guidance, and especially through the National Council for Economic Development, the support and assistance given. Mr. Andra Sirivardhana, thank you, sir, Secretary to the Ministry of Industry and Commerce, for the active assistance given to the cinnamon industry. Mr. Vajira Narampanav is not here. I would like to recognize him as well. USAID has helped through its competitiveness program in bringing Mrs. Judy Gowan's certification mark specialist to draw up the guidelines for certification mark of Ceylon cinnamon. Although also through its Vega program, Mr. Harold Handley to assist the registering of Ceylon cinnamon certification mark in main consuming markets. GT said also earlier, as mentioned, helped us with setting up of 10 GMP centers. I am grateful for the untiring efforts of the current and past Director General of the Intellectual Property Office, who drafted the legislation for geographical indications and certification marks and the land logo. Mr. Bandula Egodage, the Chairman of EDB, Mr. Rohan Tatukorala, and Mr. Anil Koswat, the past Chairman, Director General Mrs. Sujata Veerakon of the Export Development Board, for the action taken to expedite the launch. So please remember that the EDB holds the rights in trust, the Ceylon cinnamon logo and mark for and behalf of the people of Sri Lanka. See that it is not abused. I wish to thank all of them and the staff of EDB for assistance given. The Spice Council received the active support of Ceylon Cinnamon Association, SAPTA, EDB to fulfill its task. I wish to specifically thank the National Development Bank, whom we wish to work in the next 5 years, for taking this bold step to promote cinnamon to the world and assist the cinnamon industry to reach $1 billion by 2020. Thank you very much, Mr. Sunil Vijayasinghe and Mr. Tyagaraja. We are ever so grateful to NDB Bank, and we would like to offer our services in the future. Thank you.